Hey everybody, it is Deanna. How you doing tonight? Let's talk about what's going on this planet right now. Let's talk about how we're feeling, what's coming up, and how that's going to affect our lives, especially those of you that are in the U.S. and we're going to be having our presidential election soon. I know that I'll be on with you all on Wednesday at 11:30 Mountain Time. It's October 14th, 2024. And my guides have been on me all day to get on and share this message with you. So if you're seeing me pop up, you're like, I'm not used to this. Well, that's why. And here's my little beautiful dog, Rosie. All right, let's see if Facebook people can see. There we go. There she is. Okay, so what's happening? I'm going to cover a lot of things really quickly because it's been on my heart and mind, and you all need to know this. You need to be ready for what's happening. You need to be ready for what's coming. No matter where you live in the world, but especially if you're in the U.S. And you are metaphysically minded, and even Rosie here has been a bit nervous all day with these energy shifts. So here is the poop scoop for those of you that like those terms. So as a highly sensitive empath or star seed, a lot of us are feeling just nuts. I've gotten emails, I've gotten texts, I've worked with clients today that tell me they feel like everything is coming at them all at once and they don't know what to do. They just put a windshield up and hope for the best. So if that is you, give me a thumbs up even if you're watching this later, because I know the presidential, that's why I wasn't going to get on today or tonight, because the presidential debates are going on. A lot of people are watching those and reviewing those, and I'm like, I told my guides, no, I don't want to get on. They're like, you get on, you share this message, and it'll get to the right people. So here we go. So number one, we have right now, it is October, like I said, 14th, 2024. And we have got the Hunter's Moon. This coming up Thursday will be its bright spot. And so a lot of you that are highly sensitive and have the high-pitched whines, you're going to feel that ramping up more and more and more. It's going to ramp up higher and higher. You're going to hear that twill. Now in wisdom, if you're a woman of a particular age or even a dude of a particular age, go get yourself checked out. Make sure you don't have tinnitus or tinnitus. Right now, my high-pitched whines are so high, and I know it's not my hormones. It's the fluctuation. We've got planets in play. And as you all know, I'm not an astrologer. I do look at it because it affects the electromagnetic shift on this planet. That's no joke. Right now, where we are in space and time, we are just hitting one thing after another, astrologically speaking. So you can think that it's something getting taken tighter and tighter and tighter, and then it's going to let go. And where we end up, nobody knows, so to speak. So we have got these energies just cranking up more and more and more and more. And so for those of you that have been awake, aware, and alert, you know that we're having a lot of weather events all over the planet. It's not just Florida. It's not just Asheville. We've got a lot of weather events, and there's more coming. So years and years ago, for those of you following me, I used to do energy shift updates, and I would tell you about the ambiguous they, and I would tell you about Schumann's resonance. Because of the current political scene, because of the current way that information is being filtered, shall we say, I can't talk about those things on this public channel anymore. So I am in the process of creating a membership site, which will have more energy shift updates every month to tell you what's happening, what changes are coming up, what the guides are telling me. I will channel my guides directly on that channel. And then also I will be telling my stories. I know a lot of you just love my stories. I tell my crazy stories about ghosts or disembodied spirits or, seeing, really weird things, in my dreams or in the corners, and you all are just mesmerized. So I'll be telling those stories on that membership site as well. I'm looking forward to that being launched within the next week. I actually have that working in the background. I'm just going to make a few tweaks to it and it'll be ready. And when I have that private channel, then I'll be able to share more about the ambiguous they and what's happening on the planet. But as far as going publicly here, I can't do it so much anymore. So just know I knew that time was coming. A couple of years ago, I predicted they would start controlling social media more and more, and there may come a day where it's just gone. And I knew you're all like, yeah, right, that would never happen. Well, it may not be gone totally. The channels, though, that are telling you the truth, the love, and the light, gone. So make sure you write down toolsofenergyprotection.com. And when the membership site comes up with all the juicy stuff on it, it'll be on the top. It'll tell you what's happening, and you can decide whether you want to join it or not. And so there's going to be in the membership site, again, I'll talk more about the energy shifts, the really weird stuff, the things behind the scenes, the ambiguous they do. I'm also going to be talking about doing a story, like once a month I'll share a story of something that happened to me crazy, like entities I saw or things that touched me when I did a ghost hunt at a women's prison in Colorado. And then also I'll be doing a live there for an hour where all the members that come live to that membership meeting will get to ask me any questions they want, and I'll do clearings, energy clearings, and pre-readings at that spot. And that's going to be the safest place for us all to meet. All right. So let me tell you what else is going on. For those of you that are joining, it looks like Mark the Movers in Texas. So good to see you. Andrew Villas, so good to see you. And my Facebook page is kind of a little quiet. Usually I do a broadcast to the For Heaven's Sake page on Facebook, and that's been restricted. Not on their part to me, but whoever's hosting the Facebook platform has restricted them. So I can't even go and share stuff there. If you find that you like my channel, like, share, click, all that stuff. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm getting big goose pimples right at the moment. I might have to do a reading here real quick. My guides are telling me. Okay, so I'm calling this the Master Game Beyond 2024. So some of you think 2024 is going to come with the presidential election in the U.S. and the country's going to go to poop in a handbag. You might think it's going to be divided. There's all kinds of fears going on. And all I can tell you is don't worry. Do not worry. My guides told me it would be a rough ride for a while. It's going to be like a tennis ball in a clothes dryer for a while. It'll straighten out. No fear. No fear. Okay? So the other thing I wanted to tell you is the number 2. So if you remember in November, the very end of November of last year, I did a prediction for the next year. I did it early. And I talked to you about how 2s was going to be the number for this year. Everything that showed up in 2s, you need to pay attention to that. So what I noticed today, and the reason that I came on, even with all the presidential election stuff going on, today exactly in the United States is 22 days. 22 days until November 5th, which is the election. So watch world events. How did you feel today? Today I felt 2s again. I felt part of me was nervous and anxious, and I didn't want to go forward, and I didn't want to do the really hard stuff in my life, and it was too overwhelming. I couldn't pick anything first if you're feeling like that. And then there was a part of me that came through and said, no, you feel solid in this space and time. And so once I claimed that solidness in space and time, once I said it was going to be a good day, once I took on that energy, boom, things just fell into place in my life just as fast as, I let them. Okay, so that's so important. You have 2 choices right now. Everybody does. Are you going to get caught up in all of that stuff going around and the anxiety and the stock market up and down and inflation up and down? Or are you going to center yourself with God's Spirit Source and speak out over your life? Are you going to claim it back? Are you going to read Psalms 23? Are you going to say, today's a wonderful and fantastic day and it's getting better and I'm being blessed beyond measure? Or whatever your statement is. Which one are you saying? I'm telling you. It does matter. It matters. And it's so simple. That's the big thing my guides wanted me to tell all of you tonight. It is so simple. And I will do something a little bit different here in a minute. I'm going to go grab some information and bring it back to you. And I'm telling you, it's so simple. And why is it the simple things we think are just a line of crap? How come? When it's easiest. Okay, next thing. If you have any comments, questions, observations, go ahead and put them down here in the chat. Looks like we have just a few people joining me. Like I said, I told my guides I did not want to come on tonight because the presidential debate is going on. Even my daughter's like, here's, this person talking and all that. And, it makes it hard for me to come on. Plus, it's Monday. And I'll see you all on Wednesday anyway. I'll probably see you every day until the election. All right, the next thing is Hunter's Moon. Pay attention to how you feel. So Thursday, Hunter's Moon is going to be full. That's going to be really pulling anxiety out of people. So if you've had a life where you felt lesser than, not good enough, underprivileged, unwhole, unworthy, that Hunter's Moon is going to pull that energy back on you. It's going to be like you got one of those slingshot things. It's going to be like that rubber band is pulling back. And it is pulling back hard. And when it goes, I hope your fingers aren't in the way. So get out of your own way. I have some situations in my life that I'm wanting to address, that I'm wanting to hit head on. And my guides have told me, no. They said, this is not the time. And if you look around the world right now, there's a lot of war. There's a lot of waging of war. There's a lot of unrest. There's a lot of social unrest. There's a lot of shortages. With the recent 3 hurricanes the U.S. have felt, it's scary. Like I said, my membership site will be launched here in about a week, and I say about because I don't have a specific date. But on there, I'm gonna talk about the ambiguous they and the energy shifts. I'll try to find one where I can put it up for you all to see that are just joining me. We talked about the Schumann's resonance, bioelectromagnetic frequency, the calling, all that. So, I've been warning you for years to get ready, get yourself spiritually ready, get yourself spiritually together, because here we go. Well, we're in the poop show now. We are totally and completely in the poop show now. There is no more time for you to get ready. You have basically been extrapolated and put energetically in the middle of the storm. That's why things feel like this. And I told my guides, I'm like, how many levels, how many layers have I worked on myself? Can you all relate to this? How much shadow work did you do, 2018? How much did you work on yourself while we were stuck in place for 2 years, did you notice? I know that may not be an exact number. But how many of us have been through the show and we're done and we're tired? And if you're anything like me, it's like, I am so done with this crap. Take it away. I just want to go away. I want to run. I don't want to be here. Can I get a hands up, a thumbs up, an amen, balloons on Instagram, something? I'm being real with you all. This is where it's at. And so many people say, oh, Deanna, you're so enlightened and spirit works with you and your guides and it must be great. It's great. I still have my own poo-poo to deal with, right? I still have my own stuff to deal with. Let me see if there's any comments down here. Nope. Okay. So, that's funny. I now have 2 reactions and 2 viewers. I might have a lot of pull, but coming across when they're doing the presidential debates, not so much. Lauren says, I feel like I'm stuck in the same place. Lauren, I'm putting a thumbs up, but that's not because I like it that you're stuck in that same place. There's a lot of us that are frozen in that same space. You feel like you're just bump and grind, and I get it. I totally get it. I have 3 major things in my life right now. 369 Secret of the Universe. I have 3 major things in my life right now. No matter what I do, no matter how I pray about it, no matter how I manifest, no matter what I do or don't do, these things will not go away. Is that how you're feeling, Lauren? Like you're stuck in the same place? And that's really challenging for those of us that are highly sensitive and empaths. Because we want to work through it, clear the layers, right? Get rid, dissipate the energy, and move on. No, not right now. Sorry. don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but that's where it's at. Even my dog is afraid. Hold on a second. Lauren says exactly. Come here, Rosie. Little Rosie has been shaking all day. She's been needing more love than normal. Yes. She's been needing more love than normal. Yeah, little good girls. She feels it. She feels it coming through mom here. Pet moms or grandmoms. All right. So, Lauren, share, like, any of you that have seen this and you're like, I feel the same way. Oh my gosh. Share this with your friends, please. Let them know. This is the time for us to come together and go, it's not just you. It's me too. And to be more vulnerable. A lot of times, empaths, for God knows what reason, because he knows, or she knows, or goddess knows, I guess, depending on where you're at with all that. But God knows. We're in a tough time right now. The energies are just schmegging everywhere. And I just feel like that somebody's taking an energetic gun and they're just like, you know, on the other side. And it sucks because you get hit. And we have to get up and keep walking. We have to keep going to work every day, keep paying the bills every day, keep trying to bring a dinner together on, you know, less money than we had before because we got to pay more here and more there. It's awful. Oh, thank you. Yes, Rosie is very cute. She's a very cute little girl here. She's very sweet. She's actually my daughter's dog, but when I come to the office, you know, at night or when I'm walking, she's with me. She's absolutely wonderful and lovey. She should have her own YouTube channel, right? She's very sweet. Anyway, so let me get on with the messages tonight. Oh my gosh, you all. It's tough. And we're in the thick of it. Doesn't mean that you can't learn. Doesn't mean you can't have on-the-job training. When I was, you know, old school, on-the-job training. Lauren says, very well said, she feels like she's on autopilot. Again, Lauren, I'm going to click like, but that doesn't mean I like where you are because it's, you know, it's hard. And yes, we feel like we're on autopilot. We get up in the morning and we bring our bodies into awareness. We're on today. What kind of poop, right? How many of you out there are getting up and going, I wonder what I'm not going to get to today, instead of I wonder what I'm going to get to today. You know, and weird dreams, really weird dreams. So a lot of our souls are traveling out of our bodies at night, working on things on the astral plane or in the etheric plane and coming back. That's a real thing that's happening now. All right. The other thing is, so we've got the number 2 is going to show up in your life in weird ways. Pay attention. I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. We got the Hunter's Moon. It's going to cause more global unrest. You're going to see more weird, weathery, spinny, offy things, you know, like tornadoes or, you know, earthquakes people don't expect, and just some really weird stuff. Then we've got the weather weirdness. Okay, like I said, that's a lot to do with the ambiguous they that I don't talk about on these channels out loud anymore. It's also, get this, it is 36 days till November 19th, 2024. All right. So, today's a weird day because exactly 22, remember we're watching for the 2s, 22 days until the election. Now you notice that the candidates talked separately to their audiences today. There's a reason for that. The alignment of the 2s. You know, all of the people that are aware of where we are in astrology and the placement of the planets, they're pulling the cards, they're playing it. So you all need to pay attention for yourselves. Stay awake, aware, and alert. What's happening? All right. Now, we have exactly 36 days. For those of you that have been with me for a while, you know the secret to the universe. You can look this up on St. Google. Is 3, 6, and 9. That's the secret of the universe. That's the Fibonacci sequence. So it's 36 days today until November 19th. How many of you out there know what the schmeg November 19th is? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, look, hi. Looks like Garsh joined us. Good to see you. Does anybody want to put down in the comments? Do they know what that is? Okay. November 19th is the official day where things kick in. Where, a while back we all talked about the dawning of the age of Aquarius. And that dawning, has been happening for a while. And so now, astrologically on the 19th, if I'm understanding this correctly, Pluto's returning to Aquarius, and Mercury will be in retrograde. And I forget, there's one other, and like I told you all, I don't, this is not my area of study. I do look at it. I thought I had it pulled up here. You're probably all out there yelling it at me and I can't hear you. But one of the planets will be gone, I believe it is, until like 10 years from now. Sorry, I don't know. Like I said, Akashic Records, talking to disembodied spirits, all that kind of stuff. That's my gig. Looking at the bioelectromagnetic frequency, that's my gig, and the way the planets interact with it. Astrologer, I am not. All right, let me see if I can find this really quickly. Darn it. Sorry. Anyway, so at that time, we're going to have planets shift. And if you want an official day, we've had the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and all these different planets are aligning, and all these wheels and cogs are aligning in the universe. And that's why things are cranking. It's like you're cranking until something goes, phew, right? And that's why things are cranking, because the energies are attempting to get you to let go of things in your life. Anxiety, fear, phobia, stresses. That's the bottom line. And if you're holding on to it, you've got two choices. You can either let go, or things are going to get ripped out of your hands white knuckle. But I will tell you one thing that I do know for sure. A, personal experience, and B, seeing what's going on for other people. If you have negative thoughts right now, negative thoughts of any kind, they go out into the ethers, and usually it takes a while and then it'll come back to us. Right now it's a boomerang. So watch yourself. Tomorrow, get up, have a positive thought, and think that thought all day long. Say it over and over again. And watch what happens in your world. I'm telling you, at work today, I went to the gym this morning. I did my 20-minute workout. Started off with a great day, and then I'm coming back to my office to get started. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this. I have right now 10 things on my whiteboard. And 3 of them are pressing. And if I don't get to them, it's going to be huge disasters. And I thought to myself, what am I going to let go to the back burner? And there's no more letting. Everything's front burner. At least the 3 of the things. The rest of them are hot coals. So I could get depressed, anxious. I could say, what the heck? Give up. Run. Things I've been thinking that I'd like to do, but the boss won't let me. I have to work with all of you. Not have to, I get to. Anyway. So, on that day, one of my students pointed it out to me, God love her. I'm so busy like this, I don't watch a lot of times. The 19th is, if you will, that point where the new age has been cranking, and it's going to go boing, and off you go. And if you're not in the spot you want to be energetically or emotionally, it's time to get you there. There's no more wait time. You're actually in the thick of it. So it's like, having a backpack that's weighted and you're trying to run up a mountain and you're getting tired. And my question is, when are you going to take that off and let it go? You're going to carry that backpack because it's going to not do good things for you, and you're going to slide back down and wish you'd let it go. So I have one says, I've been saying it's a beautiful day here when I wake up and put things, all my lucky stones in my pocket. Awesome sauce. Yep, that'll help a lot. Another one says, the boomerang so fast, I think positive thoughts. Absolutely. So somebody else is noticing it. Okay, so I'm going to step off camera for just a minute. Going to read you a little affirmation, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Guides are telling me. Okay, so what's going on with the master game? Number 2 is going to show up in your life more and more. There's going to be a lot of decisions. Hold on to the anxiety and fear, or let it go. Be in fear that if you're in the U.S., this next presidential election comes up and all hell's going to break loose and our lives are going to change and it's going to be fearful. Nope, let go of that. It's going to change. Things will transcend. Band-aids might be ripped off, but the skin will heal. No worries. We have a lot of global unrest to be expected with the way the astrology is. We have weather weirdness. Some of that is Mother Earth. Some of that is the ambiguous thing messing with things. HARP, if you remember that. 36 days until November 19th. That's when we're going to go bing and see how we go. So that'll be after our presidential election. That'll be, let's see here, about a week and a couple days before Thanksgiving. A lot of emotions happening during that time for a lot of people. So hold on. Don't hold on to the negativity. Let it go. So like I said, let me grab. There's going to be some grabbing. I'm going to grab a statement and read it to you all because it's a good idea for you to have it. Maybe you want to say it to yourselves on a daily basis. You got to have something right now. Hang on. I know my guides are with me tonight. I got cold chills everywhere. Okay. Okay. If you want to have the liberty to live your own life, you must grant that liberty to other people, or else you will create problems for them and yourself. Okay? Here is a secret. If you really want to free yourself from all types of problems in the mind, in the body, in the things that you're doing every day, then emotionally you must release other people to their own way for their own good. Nothing is lost forever through release. That's what's happening right now. When you release things, you give yourself your own freedom. And when you do it, your well-being comes and your body will change. Okay? So, blessed is the spirit of good. It's your goodness. Okay? It's your goodness. So you can say things like, if there's a person in your life that's causing you a lot of the guides say to use the word consternation, okay? A lot of kerfuffle, a lot of anxiety, then I want you to bless them. So here's your statement. I bless them with pure source energy. I bless them with pure love and light. I bless them with pure source energy. I bless them with pure love and light. And if you're having struggles financially, I bless these financial struggles. I bless my financial situation. I know this is only for a season. Bless it from your heart because you know you're learning something. And that exchange with the universe was going to change what your reality looks like. Try it. Prove me wrong. I'll give you the opportunity to tell me, Deanna, I tried it and no, that did not work for me. Give it a whirl. What do you got to lose? Breath, air, time? All right. So, my friends, my lovelies, I will more than likely be on every single day. My guides said they want me to come on today, every single day, between now and the election, because you all are going to need it. I do have a membership on my site that is being shaped up in the background. It'll have where I do once a month, I will do energy clearings for everybody that comes to it. I'll answer questions, I'll channel my guides, and then once a month I'll come on and do little energy shift updates like I used to about the high-pitched whines and the Schumann's resonance and what's happening in the world. Public media is not a safe place to do it anymore, so I have to move it to a membership in order to give you all that content, because you need it again. And then I'm going to be telling stories. Okay, so just to start, here's a fun story. I told you this year would be about twos, right? And so recently, it came to my awareness that my back would love to have a new bed, and that I wasn't getting good rest because the bed I had was not serving me to the highest good. I'm very thrifty. I don't like to spend a lot of cash. I've got a company to work and a child to support. And so, my guy said a young adult. Okay, fine. Young adult. And so I've got to be very careful with my finances, like we all do, right? So I ended up going to a store that I did not know carried mattresses 2 times. First time I went to that store and I looked at the mattresses. I didn't like the price. It was a good price, but I didn't like it. Second time I went back to the store, the price had gone down by how much? Yes, $200. The second time I went back to the store. I'm telling you, it's the twos. And the twos are showing you that you're moving in the right direction. There's going to be challenges, but you're moving in the right direction. Okay, so then the next thing, when I went to pay for it, the order, I bought 2 different parts. The order got split in 2 different orders, 2 different payments, 2 different credit card processes, where they could have just put it on one ticket, but it split it in 2. So that happened, and I thought, okay, great. They said they were going to deliver. They gave me the date. They gave me the time. That morning, I get a phone call from the delivery guy telling me, guess what? We can only deliver. You got it. Half of my order. One of the 2 items. And the next item would be delivered, the next week. So this is a great transformation for my physical body. I feel better. I have a lot more energy. It just took a little bit more time than I actually wanted to get this all done. But it got done. So the whole point is, in your life, things may feel like a kerfuffle right now. You may feel like you've got tons of things coming at you. You don't even know where to turn anymore. You may feel upside down. My favorite saying is, you feel like a tennis ball in a clothes dryer. But the end is not yet. The end is not yet. So, my lovelies, you're in the thick of it. We're coming to the end of the thickness. We're coming to the end of the time of the thickness. You must gather yourself, love yourself, connect with God's Spirit Source, connect with Earth Mother, and allow yourself to stand, if you will, tall, breathe deeply, connect to the Divine and Earth Mother, and just let it come with no worry, no stress. And you're like, Deanna, that's easy for you to say. Oh, trust me, it's not. I'm in the thick of it. I've got 3 different things every single day that are nipping right at my heels, and I can only focus on one thing at a time. If I try to focus on many things with the ADD, it just doesn't work. Because then I get nothing done. So I have to breathe a lot, remind myself, drink a lot of water, eat good proteins, get good sleep. Okay? So just remember that God's Spirit Source loves you. And again, if you're thinking you like this video, it felt comfortable to you, you're like, this is a great message. I'm sure you've got friends that are highly sensitive, empathic, star seeds, people that are just real super sensitive and they feel all the energies and they're feeling kind of crunched right now and they can't give anything to anybody else because all their energy is like this, and they're tuck and duck mode. Those are the friends to send this to. I want them to not feel abnormal. The desired outcome is that they feel and they know that they have a calling on this planet and they're being bombarded by all this crap to try to get them to say, I don't want to do this, and run and tuck and duck. And no, I'm not saying you have to stand in the rain till you're drenched and cold and you fall onto the ground and you're just freezing. What I'm saying is you bring that light in as much as you can in the state you're in. Ask God's Spirit of Source to show you the way, to open the way, and walk in that direction. My guides have been bringing me stuff all week. They're like, you need help here. You need help here. And at first I was like, yeah, no, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what... Baloney. I'm going to tell you a quick story. There was a man. It may not be a good story. I'll switch stories. Okay. So there was a man who was walking along in the desert with his spiritual mentor. And the spiritual mentor in this story is Krishna. You can use Christ if you like. So the man is walking along in this desert area with his mentor, and they're walking, and then they're getting to a point where they're thirsty. And so the master says to his protege, go out and get me some water. And the protege said, where? I don't see any water, because all I could see was desert and a dry riverbed. So his master said, go walk towards the river and you'll see the water. So the protege, devotee if you like, walks over towards the dry riverbed, and when he gets there, all of a sudden there's water everywhere, right down that river. Think about that. Where he thought it was dry, now there's water. So he gets his, canteen, whatever he had, his skin, back in those days they had skins, you put wine and water in. And he dips it down into the water. And as he's dipping it down into the water, he sees this beautiful home on the other side of the river with a palm tree and a beautiful woman out front shaking a rug out. And he's like, ooh, baby. So he walks through this river, wading up to his knees, over to the beautiful woman with his bag or his skin of water. And he talks to her and tells her how beautiful she is. And then, time passes and she invites him in for dinner and they dine and they have dinner and time passes. And he's like, I just have to marry this woman. And he talks to the father and the father gives consent and more time passes. And they get married and more time passes. And, he has a first child and he has a second child and he has a third child and he has a fourth child. Because so much time has passed. And then a great rainstorm comes. And it causes the water to rise so much that in order to get his child or his children and his wife to safety, he has to cross back over that river that once he crossed in his knees that wasn't very deep. And so he's crossing the river and the river is going so fast. And he looks at his wife and he says, we can make it if we go together. And so he grabs one of his babies in one hand. He grabs his small child in the other hand. And his wife grabs the other small child's hand. And she has a baby in her arm. So there was another child that he put on his shoulders. And they think they can make it, and the water's going so fast. And as they start to go out into the river, the small child on his left-hand side gets caught in the current and floats away, and he can't hold the grip of the child anymore. I know this might be sad, just hang with me. And he leans over to grab that other child that he's just lost the grip with, and the one on his shoulders falls off. And then he really reaches out to try to get both of them, and now he loses the hand of his other child and his wife, and they go down the river. And he jumps out to rescue them all. One last hurrah, and he jumps out to grab them. And as he hits the water, he feels heat on his face, and he opens his eyes. And he realizes he has sand in his mouth. And he stands up, shaking his head, and he spits the sand out, looking around, and there stands his master. There stands the person he'd been walking with originally that just wanted a drink. And the master looked at him and he said, "Where you been?" So you might think, what's the point of the story? The story is the master is God, spirit, source, the divine creator source of all. And we are walking in that energy. We are love. We are in that space. When I say love, it's agape love. It means peace. No anger or fear or anything else. It's just this feeling of peacefulness. And then there comes a time when we want to go learn. Our souls want to learn. And that's the walking across the river. And we're told to do it. And we do it. And we're obedient, if you will, in our connection with spirit or source. And when we get to that, in that river of life, we start seeing things that we desire or we want, like he saw the woman that was so beautiful. And so we go off on our life path. And we do things and we evolve and we become, embraced in our lives so much that man, all he knew was his 3D reality, his kids, his wife, whatever else he was doing. And he had forgotten the source from which he came. And so when he crosses back, to get back to spirit, although not dying, but to get back to spirit, to have that connection again, he has a hard time with it because he's bringing so much with him. And when he finally makes that connection, he realizes that all there is that connection to spirit or source. And that's speaking in a spiritual manner. Yes, we have physical attachment. I got one right here. I'm talking about that connection. We have only forgotten our connection to God's spirit or source. No matter what, we are connected to the divine creator source of all. That's it. No matter what you're facing, remember that. And we're all physical 3D bodies, and we have our feet on Mother Earth, and so we're part of that as well. So we have got our connections, and the whole point is not to lose that. And I'm sorry if that offended anybody. I'm deeply taken by what's happened in Asheville in Florida. I have friends in Asheville that are right in the thick of it. So it's a very weighty matter. The allegory or the analogy I was using is just the connection between where we are in our lives and how we connect with spirit. So you live in this physical body and you ask spirit for what you need and you speak out your life, what you desire. You bless people, you bless situations. I bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with pure source energy. And when you do that, it raises your frequency and it releases you from the things that are pulling you down. And just know that you're taken care of. And if you're not, bless things more. I bless my debt. I bless the debt, that seems overwhelming at the moment. I bless the money coming in. I bless my job. I bless my boss. I bless the guy down the street. I bless the guy in the car next to me that just honked. Okay? Anyway, this is a very important message. And again, because of all the campaign stuff, I was like, I don't even want to be on. I'm not supposed to be on until Wednesday. But my guides pushed me. I'm like, all right. I'll come. So more than likely, I'll have a quicker message tomorrow for a live. And then definitely we'll see you on Wednesday to talk about moving forward. So just remember that you are loved. And if you find anything to be of service, please share this video. I'm Deanna, tools of energyprotection.com. If you're like, I so need you right now, click on sessions and scroll down and it'll take you to my appointment book. And you can set an appointment right then and there and we'll get right on it. Otherwise, the membership's coming up. I expect the release date to be 7 days from today. And then I'm going to have some more specials for mediumship. This time of year's Halloween. A lot of people want to do seances and mediumship and stuff like that. This year I'm really into helping families, to connect with their deceased loved ones in a small, more intimate group. One-to-ones, that kind of thing, because the ancestors want to talk to us and tell us all kinds of information. So anyway, that's it. I love you all so much. Hugs and kisses.